Hello YouTube, we back with part 2, February 1st, Black History Month, and we might as well start off Black History Month, honey, with modern day darn gone Sojourner Truth Headman Tubman Rosa Parks, known as darn gone Nikki Parker, honey. So we here to talk about Nikki Parker and the whole Netflix scandal. And like I said, it's so long I had to break it up in 2 parts, and then it worked out best in the end anyway, because I would have had to do 3 parts because Monique came out with some more shit. And I was thinking right then in the first video, I said, and I think I did say it in the first video, I said, now it's gonna be bad on Netflix if darn on Monique darn gonna release some darn on emails, and then she challenged darn on Netflix to release where they offered her $3 million. And will you believe some people still don't believe her at this point? I mean, only in 2018 where somebody, and I can see why people wouldn't think Monique is innocent because how emotional she comes off, but I'm looking at this, I guess it's easier for me to look at it from an objective point of view, being a huge fan of Monique. However, having a background in law, business law specifically. Y'all know I went to law school, then switched over to darn gone business marketing, and then got my associate. So, not a lawyer, y'all. So don't quote me. Don't have Monique calling me up saying Juan is a business law lawyer. He can get you. No, I can't. But I can help you out in the marketing department. I can help you out in PR. I do have a background in public relations, customer service, visual merchandising, and all of that good stuff. I just can't help you out legally. But what I can say is the only legal ramifications Monique probably will have to face is releasing them confidential emails that she had no business doing. But I mean, during this time, you know, where a WikiLeaks is popular, and you know, revealing, you know, confidential information is allowed under certain circumstances, do I think Monique going to get charged? No. And the reason why is, number one, people are saying, oh, she revealed classified information, she darn gonna go. Okay, number one, she did not, they were saying something like, some fool said they're going to charge her with showing a private document. And I said, well, it's not a enforceable contract because she didn't sign the document, first of all. Number two, y'all was darn gone saying for her to release some information, and y'all still darn gone blaming them. Now, it was a confidential email, but at this point in the game, now she done put Netflix in a hard place. Because if Netflix decide to sue for releasing that confidential email, then that brings the attention on to them, as in, okay, there is 11 other documents to this thing. You're now responding to Monique to sue her for releasing the information that shows that she only got paid $500,000. Now that you're trying to sue her for releasing this information, where's the other documents? You might as well release it at this point, the full 13 pages that show y'all offered her $3 million. So by Monique doing that bold move, it forces Netflix to try to come out and say they offered her $3 million, but they're not going to do that because obviously it looks like they did not offer her $3 million. And I told y'all on my Instagram and Facebook, it doesn't add up. Y'all saying that Monique did not audition, and I told y'all, well, what was it that she did when she darn gone got the tickets for the people? Because they went to not one but 2 of her shows. She went to they went to 2 of her shows, and then they gave her a $500,000 offer. Was that not the audition? So I'm trying to figure out, did she had audition for a second time? That's what I'm confused on. Nobody is asking those questions because she said on the Sway Morning Show that she darn gone went through the auditioning process and they gave her darn gone $500,000. Now all of a sudden, a darn gone a gossip journalist who only got 200 more subscribers than I do So this person is not even no Funky Diva, no darn on Scorpion Show, who I still wouldn't take them at face value being gossip bloggers. But y'all darn gonna take this John Murray at face value. Because he hang around some celebrities? We ain't seen one official document. I ain't heard nobody from Netflix make an official statement. Netflix ain't released no darn on statements. We're going off of the darn on testimony of John Murray and this mysterious darn on email in the heat of the night. In the heat of the night. I mean, are we for real? And people are saying, well, how do we know she darn on telling the truth? Well, how do we know darn on Netflix is telling the truth? We don't know who is telling the truth and who's lying. It's motherfucking hearsay. So just as quick as you can say Monique could be lying, okay, but she's at least proven her defense, because she's not darn on. I don't get where people saying, well, she should release the other 11 documents. She's the motherfucker that's being accused of lying about $3 million. It should be up to the plaintiff, Netflix, to darn on release the documents showing that she was paid $3 million. As a person on the defense, Monique just got to show that they gave her a $500,000 offer. Now, if somewhere in them other 11 papers, it says $3 million, that's up to Netflix to release it. There was no contract ever signed. And even if it was, Monique done broke the contract first by darn gone releasing the documents. So that makes the contract non and void, which means darn gone Netflix will have legal rights to darn gone release the other 11 pages and don't have to face no darn gone suit on behalf of Monique, because Monique never signed the contract in the first place. So there's no contract between Monique and darn gone Netflix. So why is the 11 other pages in limbo? But that's for Netflix to do. So, once again, do we think Monique should have got paid darn gone on $20 million? No. So, what is the number Monique should have got paid? That's the question. Everybody's saying this, that, and the third based off emotion. Number one, I'm a huge fan of Monique. Followed her since Mo to the E to the Mo to the E to the. Followed her to the Parkers. I seen her Queens of Comedy. She's my favorite darn on comedian, right along with darn on some more. But looking at this objectively, looking at this from a business point, Monique ain't going to be able to give them no $30-40 million in profit. I'm sorry, Monique, I love you, but I'm going to get to why you're not worth no $40 million, honey. Because realistically, if they're going to offer you $20 million, they're looking to make just as much as a return. It's not that I don't think Monique can't bring $20 million in value, but why would they pay you $20 million if that's all you're going to bring? $20 million, they're just going to break even. So I factor in Monique's numbers as far as what has she done lately, because it seems like Netflix failed to tell her that they're basing this off a recent resume of the past 2-3 years, right? They don't go off of resumes. Technically, y'all do go off of resumes, because y'all was citing darn on Amy Schumer's resume of the past 2-3 years. So what they should have said is, we're going off a resume within the past 5 years of limitations. So anything older than 5 years, we ain't looking at none of that. We ain't looked at Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, or Amy Schumer, what they done predate 2013. We're looking at what you done from that date to this date. So factoring in from 2013, Monique produced Betsy. She did Blackbird, Almost Christmas. She's doing the comedy circuit. I factor in that she should have got paid $4.3 to $6.5 million. That's my prediction. My rough numbers that I came up with. Which goes with saying that pretty much I stand by what I said in the first video. She should have got paid $5 million. If we're basing this off of recent successes and darn on the numbers that she's doing in her comedy clubs and stuff, and her consistency, along with her numbers, her like I said, she got more followers on Instagram than Dave Chappelle. Now Dave Chappelle beats her on Twitter. So overall, they about neck and neck in numbers. So following, they got similar levels of following. Darn gone popularity, she stays in the darn on news circuit, so ain't nobody really forgot about Monique. I don't know where people saying that, oh, the new generation don't know her. Well, technically, I thought I would be considered in the new generation. I guess I'm getting older. You know, I am a quarter of a century now, so I guess they mean the children, honey. But darn gone, they saying they don't know her, but from darn gone Precious, I'm like, the bitch was just in Almost Christmas as the breakout star just darn gone 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago. And then, I mean, okay. I mean, I'm trying to wrap my mind on how is they factoring in this darn on relevancy. You're saying that in one breath the children don't know her, but then y'all trying to factor it in from the comedy circuit. I'm bet you those same audience don't know who Dave Chappelle is. Because if you're talking about darn going, they don't know the person physically, the children don't know who Dave Chappelle is. Does that take away that Dave Chappelle is not worth $20 million? No. Because just like Monique was doing stuff behind the scenes. Darn gone Dave Chappelle fell off the comedy circuit in 2009 and started doing more producing around the years 2011 to 2014. He then came back around 2015 and started back up. Whereas Monique darn gone fell back for a moment and then darn gone produced Betsy and darn gone Blackbird. The only difference is darn gone Dave Chappelle stuff was more, successful, but they still didn't know his face. So I'm trying to figure out how is Netflix figuring out these darn gone numbers? I'm going to need an official representative of Netflix to come out and explain this shit to me, honey. Explain it to the darn gone people. So what are y'all thoughts on this? Now, I do agree with Unwind with Tasha K. Monique, you did take one too many vacations. You should have darn gone been networking your ass off but I do understand that she really didn't have time to, because at the time, just as she would have transitioned, she got kicked out. Because 2009, I think that was around the time Bernie Mac just started up with his networking. Who else? Steve Harvey was just in that. D.L. Hughley. Who else? D.L. Hughley. Oprah Winfrey started her network in 2012, but she was working on it since 2010. So all of them were still in that transition phase at the time. So Monique, unfortunately, didn't rub shoulders with enough people. I do have to say, Monique, you should have darn gone took some darn gone less vacations for the sake of long term. Because the thing is this: now you done got yourself in a situation where you're in the right, but it's like sometimes being in the right is not in the right. And what I mean by that is you can be spot on and you can be calling out the bullshit, but if the majority of the people is benefiting off the bullshit, it's just easier to do away with the good. And if anybody knows that, it's me, honey. I done told y'all stories about the darn on beauty industry and how darn on homophobic, darn on sexist and stuff that we go on here in darn on North Carolina. The unemployment issue. I remember I even did a video about how I couldn't get employed. And then I told y'all how I changed my race and stuff up, and all of a sudden I got phone calls back. My resume and stuff was the exact same. But I just changed my voice up a little. I darn gone pretended to be darn gone a different race. I pretended to be white. I pretended to be more Native American per se. Asian. I got the phone calls back from nearly everything but black, honey. Wait a minute, somebody. Okay, y'all, I'm back. My Netflix order arrived, so a video on this will be coming soon. I showed y'all how y'all can get items from Walmart for free. See, y'all thought I was darn gone joking, but my Walmart order has arrived 2 days later. How you doing? But back to my story about how I was unemployed, how I found out that I was being blackballed, and I actually had people talking about me, and I ain't never done nothing wrong. Matter of fact, my record was darn on astounding. Yet, I had people who graduated after me who had less certifications, who had less experience than me, who was getting hired over me. So I understand where Monique's coming from. However, what are you going to do about it? You can keep complaining about it, just like I could keep complaining about, Massage Envy and they scandals with their allegedly happy endings. I can complain about Hannah Stone. I can darn on call out all these darn on salons and stuff that had some shady shit with them. Or I can darn on, in the meantime, get my own stuff off the ground. And sometimes it doesn't do good. Because, like, I just did a video on my beauty channel showing y'all that I had cancellations out the woodwork. But am I going to let that stop me? No. You go through darn on hurdles. Every darn on business person who transitions from employee to darn on business owner, we're going to go through hurdles. It's about darn on continue fighting. You're going to have some months where you might not get nothing. You may be in the negative. But at the end of the day, your determination is on yourself. You darn on now set the bar of what you can do. You're not limited by anybody. Now, I wish I could have stacked my coins up first where I could have been a little bit more profitable. Could I use a little side job so I can darn on get the equipment and stuff? Because, honey, that's the only thing I need left now. If I can get the equipment and stuff in, honey, you can't tell me nothing. But don't think it ain't happening behind the scenes this year. Don't think I ain't working on getting my darn on my lasering certifications. Don't think I ain't working on being able to get a doctor on payroll so I can start doing some medical services. So with that being said, Monique, what are you doing in addition to complaining about Netflix? That's where people are getting at. Just like I had to go through being blackballed in the aesthetic industry and darn on this quiet spoken word when it comes to certain members of the black community, naturalistas, the darn on trans and feminine gays community. Just like I went through all those hurdles and I had to do what I had to do. Now what are you going to do? We keep hearing you complaining, but people want to hear what are your solutions. Even during the Montgomery bus cop movement, there was a solution in place. You did not just boycott the bus system. You had to have the darn on carpool. You are telling us to boycott Netflix. I don't own Netflix no more. I was a Netflix member back in 2005 when they had the DVDs. I never got into the streaming service. I switched over to Hulu. But anyways, so I can't even boycott it if I wanted to. But anyways, as far as the people who are subscribed to Netflix, what are your alternatives? See, that's why you need somebody with a marketing background. Once again, like I said, I'm trying to get my business up off the ground, Monique. So if you want to give me some extra coins, my first darn on background was in marketing. So I can darn on put on the marketing hat and get some coins out of you and get your darn on popularity up too. We can help each other out from one sister to the next sister. Sister, you've been on my mind. I done did 2V. Videos on you. Come on, Mo. You've been looking at everybody else's video. See, you have all this free time where you can darn on look at darn on videos. You darn on looking at a fake K Michelle account calling you to the darn on the Queen's Court. Next caller, there's a hater on the line. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday night on the docket and darn on calling in for real, honey. You darn on around here answering people's tweets. You have all this free time, so I know you're gonna probably come across this darn on video and look at about every minute of it. And I'm honored because not too many people darn on can listen to my old raspy country darn on Carolina voice for a half hour. But by you being from Baltimore and dealing with a similar accent, maybe you could stomach my darn on raspiness as I give you some knowledge and put you on game of what you need to do. So just like with the Montgomery bus cop movement, your ass should have darn on hop yourself to the competition and darn on turn this darn on negativity into a positive check. What I would have darn on suggested as your marketer, I would have got on the phone with Hulu. And say, hey Hulu, Offer me a darn gone deal. This is what we're gonna do. And actually put me in a commercial. I'm gonna do. Lord, this my thing, y'all. I done told y'all my camera thing done broke, y'all. Okay, I'm back and focused. My thing broke. And my phone is full. I just did a vlog for y'all. See, I stay busy, Mo. I ain't in recording from my phone because I got over 20 minutes worth of footage from yesterday vlogging that I got to do. Then I got to darn gonna do my beauty vlog to update y'all. Then I got my business vlog. And then I got my clients that and this is the first time that I've actually done a video where ain't nobody clicked on in between. See, I stay keeping myself with something else. And that's what you got to do. This is the first video that I've done where my phone hasn't gone off. My darn on YouTubers can tell you, Juan may only got 600 subscribers, but this YouTube, fuck a damn YouTube. Honey, they can cut this monetization shit all the way the fuck off. I'm just pissed off that I can't do the private videos and darn gone, do the rental. But other than that, as far as the ads, honey, Juan stays with some gigs and stuff. I got a whole business channel showing people how to do stuff. I got a business channel. I come on here and help my fellow sisters out such as you. I got my beauty channel. That's what you need to do. You need to darn gonna put yourself in a boss position where you say, okay, Netflix want to do this. I'm taking them over to Hulu. And then you would have had a marketer like me put you on game showing that darn going Hulu is slowly taking the darn gone shows off of Netflix anyway. So you could have had a whole commercial showcasing how you darn gone upgrade it anyway. What was darn gone denied the opportunity was really a blessing in disguise because you got your true blessing over here at Hulu. You could have did a whole comedy sketch. And then you could have struck up a deal with Family Guy, which done switched over to Hulu. You could have darn on mentioned darn on The Simpsons. You could have had a green screen and darn on Homer Simpson pop out on the left, Peter Griffin pop out on the right, darn on Law and Order flashing around in the background. Dum 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 dum. All these shows, which as of the day has switched over to darn on Hulu and has been taken off Netflix. Switched over to Hulu and been taken off Netflix. So you could have did a whole comedy sketch around that. You done got a good $1 million. And would have put you in so much of a popular demand, then they would have darn gonna offer you about $4 million for a darn gone comedy show. It's still not $13 million, but wait. You take that $4 million just to spite motherfucking darn gone Netflix ass. Then you darn gonna rub arms with Hulu. You take that $4 million because guess what? Who just darn gone took the majority ownership of darn gone Hulu? Disney, who you haven't fucked over. See, now you done burnt your bridge with Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, Deborah Lee, which all of them were isolated, justifiable reasons why you had to go off, but it don't look good from a business standpoint. Now Disney is the only one that's the multi-million-dollar conglomerate. I know I'm saying that wrong, but y'all know what I mean. But the only multi-billion-dollar entity that you haven't messed up. Also Hulu. So why not take advantage of both of them? Knowing that darn on Disney just purchased darn on Hulu, the majority stake. You hop your behind over there. You now have free darn on permission to shit talk darn on Netflix and get paid for it. See, you doing all these darn on gigs. You ain't get paid to be on Sway or Time Joiner like that. The Queen's Court show ain't paying your ass. So you doing all these darn on free press tours when you could have been running your mouth and been cashing a Hulu check. You could have did all this darn on talking and giving the girls good wisdom and shit. And darn gone cashed in $1 million just for the commercial. And then I would have darn gone got you a $4 million comedy deal. And then you would have rubbed some darn gone shoulders with darn gone Disney. And then we would have really put you on it to the point where they would have self-funded some of your arenas. See, that's what I would have done. Get you started in some arenas. Come on over to Fayetteville, North Carolina. You will sell out there. Crown Coliseum, 8,500 seats. Trust me. With me as the promoter, I'm sure we can get those seats filled. You would have sold out during Crown Coliseum. Then go to your hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. Now, I don't know the seating in there, but I'm assuming it's the same. Then we go to Apollo Theater. You know, we focus on getting you upgraded from the $2,000 seats that you're doing at the comedy circuits to now filling out arenas. Now, they ain't Madison Square Garden, but bitch, arena is arena. It's showing establishability in that you're still relevant. And by the time you would have sold out Crown Coliseum, the Apollo Theater, and Baltimore, Maryland, guess what? That's about 25,000 seats. So if they justified paying Amy Schumer $13 million based off of selling out Madison Square Garden twice and having a popular movie, by you selling out Crown Coliseum, Baltimore, Maryland, and Apollo Theater, guess what? Then they would have had to come back at you and at least offer you 7 to 8 million. But then Hulu now likes you, and that's where the competition now begins. Now you got a bidding war. And by the time it ends, now you done got your $13 million offer. So your second offer from Hulu, so Netflix can't claim you. Because they'll still try to claim you after you done talk shit and everything else. Because business is business. They letting you try to dig a grave for yourself. That's why they ain't came out yet, because it's better to let you run your mouth and be irrational and let you bury yourself. Sometimes the rightest people be in the most wrong, just by the way you carry yourself. I mean, if the 2016 election didn't prove that, I don't know what is. Because how sincere, passionate, Hillary Clinton was, people didn't vote for her because they thought she came out wrong. Even though she was in the right, done told you everything Trump was going to do, and we're going through the bullshit now and everybody's surprised, but Hillary Clinton told y'all. But y'all didn't want to go with her because she emotionally came off as the unstable liar. And even though this one was the true unstable liar, he was the most consistent. He was the most and like I said, just fucked up all over. But Monique, what you should have done was too late to go in the past. We can only think of now. So, Juan, what can Monique do now? She didn't rub with the partners back in the day. She don't have the money to really self-fund on the level that she needs to. Like I said, the Hulu is one avenue, but what if that don't work out? What is plan B? Plan B is, why don't you get your behind with Jada Pinkett Smith? Jada Pinkett Smith and Will own the production company. They work for $100 million. Y'all both talented. Y'all both together got over 50 years in the game. And me, y'all got 60 years in the game. So with me, you got the marketing down pat. With you and Jada, you got the producing and stuff down pat. And I said this in the last video. Merge together. Cause even Hedman Tubman had whoever was her Rosalie back in the day. You got to get some stable allies. And of course, all of them had enemies. Just like you said, Hedman Tubman could have freed 1,000 more slaves if they knew they was slaves. But guess what? Hedman Tubman had the people from the Underground Railroad. She had Rosalie. She who else? Martin Luther King. Bernie Sanders was in the march. And several other people, Rosa Parks and all of them. So you got to get together with like-minded people. And the only one I can think of right now is go ahead and hook up with Jada Pinkett Smith. Hook up with Jada Pinkett Smith and self-fund your own damn movie. Y'all got the connections and powers at this point. They say Jada's part of the school of science, allegedly. So hell, y'all got the damn funding. I don't know why you don't get with her. Come out with a movie similar to Girls Trip, or a unique movie altogether, and then put your own darn on sales in demand. Because I just don't understand with the talent of both of y'all, why y'all don't just collaborate. Because at the end of the day, if you think that you darn on revealing the truth is going to make Netflix change, you're sadly mistaken. And then for people who are saying that, oh, well, she should have just been quiet and played the game. Like she said, what has playing the game gotten people? Y'all keep saying that, oh, she should have darn on just stacked the coins up. And honey, you can't stack your coins up if you only making about $500,000 per movie. How is she going to ever darn gonna get in a darn on boss position if she keeps getting low offers? And once again, I mentioned the Queen Latifahs and everything else. Y'all keep throwing out Whoopi Goldberg as the most prestigious comedian, and that doesn't help your case, because when the last time darn gone Whoopi Goldberg did anything? Tyler Perry tossed her the darn on rolling for Color Girls. Did she get paid $1 million? But at the time, darn on Whoopi already had the EGOT darn on title. So how come Whoopi Goldberg, who y'all are now throwing out just as an insult to Monique, to darn on deflect from what she's saying? Because both of them are established black women. I don't know why we putting them against each other. Both of them are well accredited. Darn gone Monique got the most awards. Darn gone Whoopi got the most prestigious title. She got the EGOT. And even with the EGOT, she got paid only $1 million for being in for Color Girls. She didn't get no eight-figure salary. Whereas Sandra Bullock, who has less darn on years in the game than Monique, who has less years than Whoopi, also has less awards than darn gone Whoopi. How come she getting paid $11 million? And darn gone, and I'm not saying that Sandra Bullock shouldn't get paid, but if darn gone Sandra Bullock can easily get paid $11 million for being a guest feature, then how come Monique, how come Whoopi can't either? How come Whoopi can't get those price tags either? So that goes to show how systemic this is. So I know how easy it is to justify the argument with Monique, but then if you take Monique out of the picture and put Whoopi Goldberg there, you can't explain it. You can't explain how the most prestigious award-winning darn on comedian of all time, who has the EGOT, is getting paid less than $1 million per role. You can't explain how Queen Latifah, who has the ego, who has the Emmy, she has multiple Emmys, I want to say. She has Grammys, and she got an Oscar. So she's not just a one-trick pony and just got one of all of them. She got multiple Emmys, multiple Grammys, and Oscar. So her having that status, she got paid less than $1 million for Girls Trip. She should have been getting paid $5 or $6 million, even if it's a low-budget movie. Because guess what? Darn on the one Sandra Bullock was in was a low-budget movie, and she still commanded $11 million. And she don't got no Grammy. She don't got no Oscar. So you telling me darn on Queen Latifah, who has just as many years in the game as Sandra Bullock, who has an Emmy, a Grammy, and an Oscar, and still get paid 12.5% or 5% to that Sandra Bullock, who only gets paid, let me see, about what's darn on $250,000 into $20 million, because that's how much The Rock is getting paid. So let's say she got paid only $200,000, so she only getting paid 1% earnings compared to The Rock. But she has more years of experience in the game, which goes to show that women, black women specifically, have to work darn on 10 times harder and still get darn on less recognition. Because darn gone Queen Latifah's been in the game just as long as Sandra Bullock, been in the game longer than The Rock. And I'm not saying that now The Rock does do some stunts and shit that, justifies his $20 million. However, Queen Latifah does enough what she does in her field where she should be getting paid 10, 12 plus $1 million. So that's all I got on that, y'all. those are my thoughts, Monique. I'm still here with you. I look forward to seeing you on the Queen's Court. My thing is this, like I said, take your behind on over to Hulu. Darn gonna get $1 million darn gonna commercial. Darn gonna center it around upgrading. Darn gonna, you got Peter Griffin, you got the Homer Simpsons. Darn gonna do that. Get you a darn gonna $4 million comedy deal. Darn gonna then have Disney. Then you're in with Disney now. Now you can tap on Disney and say, hey, y'all want to self-fund 3, 4, 5. You start off with 3. And like I said, come on over to Fayetteville, North Carolina, Baltimore, Maryland, Atlanta, Georgia, and then you spread out from there. Focus on your base and then spread out. Then go out to Chicago, Pennsylvania. Who else will see you? Chicago, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, and then now you can go on ahead and take on New York. Because by that time, your name is now so large, again, as far as on the comedy circuit, now you can darn gonna feel confident that you can darn gonna fill up darn gonna Madison Square Garden. I don't know if you will sell it out, but at least we'll know by that point you can successfully fill up about 12 to 13,000 of them 20,000 seats. So with that being said, that's one way you can go about doing it. The second way you can go about doing it is going ahead and tap on Jada Pinkett Smith's shoulder and darn gonna self-fund your own movie. Darn gonna get other actresses in there, such as Janet Huber. Go ahead and get some other people in there we ain't seen in a while. Who else we haven't seen? Drusilla, she's still begging to get on Young and the Restless. Get Drusilla in the darn gone movie from Young and the Restless. Go ahead and create an authentic black power work. And then darn gone create your own lane. And then from there, you now got your own pay because you now paying yourself just like I'm paying myself. So that's it. I'm getting off here. I got to now darn gonna record my business video and get back to my business. Now Monique, like I said, my information be down below if you want to darn gonna converse with me further. If you want to darn gonna DM me in private. Nobody has to know. I swear. I promise you. A girl can still use another job now. So with that being said, I wish you much luck and success. I hope it works out for you. It'll definitely work out if you darn gonna contact me. I'd love to know y'all thoughts down below. Y'all leave y'all comments, tips and suggestions. Definitely share, and I'll see y'all soon. Mwah.